Yes, 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 it's true. This is Nate Brooks again. Thank you so much for coming back. And I've had an incredible response to the first video. Make sure that you take a look, down. I believe it is still up from last week if you didn't get a chance to take a look at it. But yes, it is true. About 3 months ago, I did an event with the Denver Trading Group. And what happened is that it was really kind of interesting. We had a great seminar there. It was excellent. But there was a couple things that happened after the event that really actually changed my life. And I wanted to thank the people in the Denver group for this because it made me really take into heed some things. I got some incredible emails. Thank you for the event and so forth, and that's beautiful because you always like to be commended for doing a good job in your work and so forth. But I got a couple interesting emails as well, and it took some courage for those people to write the kind of email that I'm going to share with you. Basically, what they said in short is that, hey, you got a great message, but you're fat and you're overweight. That's basically what they said. And if you care about your future, go ahead and lose some weight. So my response to that is I made a decision a couple months ago. I said I'm going to go ahead and start to lose weight. So what I've done there, I started at 305. I've lost 25 pounds since then. And I got on the scale right before doing this video, and I'm at 280. So I want to thank you guys for some of you actually called to let me know and notice. So anyway, thank you very much for that. Now, let's get on to today's lesson. So anyway, but before we do that, I'm going to keep track every time I do a video. I'm going to let you know where I'm at and how I'm doing and how I'm progressing. So this is 25 pounds lost in the last 2 months, down to 280, and we'll keep you abreast as we're going along, and thank you very much for the support. Okay, so what today's topic is this. What I want to teach you about is the institutional directional fake-out move. Because what happens is this. As a lot of times the institutions fake you out to believe that they're going in a certain direction, when in reality, they're going to actually take it in the other direction. So I'm going to show you a pattern that you can be looking for so that you can spot this early in the game, in the first 30 minutes of the marketplace. Okay? Now, what is important about me showing you patterns is not necessarily that it took, 40 minutes or 30 minutes to take place, because they're going to change the time on you somewhat. But what's important is that the pattern is there and that you recognize it. And then what's also important is that if the pattern is not there, that means something else is happening. So it's important to know what is happening. At the same time, it's important to know what's not happening. Both of those answers will give you a way to trade in the marketplace. So make sure you're always writing down your own personal distinctions. So I may share it to you in one way, but you may see it this way plus one other thing. Make sure you write it down for yourself the way you see it. Look at what I'm going to teach you, but also if you have one or two extra distinctions, write it down the way you will see it. Okay, so here we go. Anyway, here's what happens is that these are 5-minute bars here. These are 5-minute candlesticks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what we have here is the opening price is here. I drew that straight line that we talk about, that we talked about in the other video. And then this is the bracket of the first 5 minutes based on this, to bracket the price range in that. So now, what happens is that the big boys may try to fake it, and then there's a significant support area somewhere down here. It could be either the prior day's low, prior day's close, Globex low. It could be something. It doesn't necessarily have to be either one of these, but what it is that it's going to be something like this. So here's what they do. They'll take it up a little bit, then they'll come back, then you'll see the second bar is down, the third bar, they'll come down here, and you'll get this. So these 3 bars will translate into something that looks like this in a 15-minute bar. So you'll see a down bar here, down closing over here, and now what happens is that you'll see here, now the next minute you may see this, this, and this. Now that translates to this in the 15-minute bar, an up bar, but here's the key. This is what it looks like in a 30-minute bar. So the reason I'm sharing this is because at the end of 30 minutes, if you see a bar that looks like this here is what they call a huge buying tail. So consequently, that's a strong signal that the institutions are buying today, and that the direction of the market will most likely be in the up direction. Now, so that's the only people who can move the market down and up like this in a 30-minute period of time are the big boys. So they are signaling their intentions for the day. They may have tried to fake you out here in the beginning, but you now look at that 30-minute bar, and if you see something that looks like this, this is here, this is the opening price here. So anyway, this becomes the area that they're going to defend. So that means that they're going to try to keep the price action above that. So your goal in developing a strategy to accomplish, to deal with this kind of scenario when you see this, is your goal is you're going to try to get into the market as soon as you can. You're looking for the market to continue extending in this upward direction when you see something like this after the 30 minutes. So you know, now on that third bar, I also want to point out there will likely have been, if you were looking at volume, you have volume on your chart, there most likely will be a high volume bar right here. So what I'm trying to do is to let you know is that this is the area from here and above and going up that the institutions will basically be pushing and putting most of their money in that direction. If you think of it, what happens is that the big boys have, like, let's call it a big truck. So they got a big truckload of, contracts that they're going to push out today into the marketplace. So, in that, let's assume a truckload has 150 to 200,000 contracts. I don't know how many, but let's just say it has that for this particular company, this particular day. So they're going to roll up with their truck, and they're going to go ahead and dump a few down here to drive the market down, because they know that they're going to have to put some significant shares there. As they drive the market down, then they're going to start buying down here, because now they got everybody believing that they're going down. So once they have people believing that they're driving this thing short, they are now buying back here. See, and here, what's happening here, they are actually buying back their shares so that they can now start to take that in the long direction so that they can take profits 5, 10, 15 points above the marketplace. So that's what their goal is, to drive it up, and then as they keep dumping a little bit more of the contracts that they have in their truck, they put a little bit more, spread it out, put a little bit more, balance it out, a little bit. So that's what's happening in the marketplace. So the big boys, so just make sure that if you see this kind of pattern, melt it in. Know that your goal is to try to keep working with trade setups that's going to get you in this direction, and that's what you should be looking for. So when you see this kind of pattern, make sure that you know that you're ready for it the next time. Thank you very much for coming, and please invite your friends to come take a look at it so that they can share in the excitement, and hopefully that the information is useful for them as well. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.